Hello.
Oh my god, hey.
Hello.
A little bit of a janky start in it, but you know, it is what it is. We are in the studio. Whoa, back again. It is me, your favorite host with the most, Mirad, and you're listening to The Rampage. Woo!
Woo!
All right, with me today, you guys can already hear it. With me today is a guest, the one and only guest, Miss Yasmin Abdelgadir.
That's me.
Author of, what is the name of your book?
The Essence of Spiritual Radiance.
And she's
99
here.
Sonnets of Allah's names.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry for cutting you off. But
You're
she
good,
is
girl.
here with us to talk about spirituality once more. If you guys missed that first episode, it's coming soon. It's okay. My editor working on it. We love her. Shout out Renee.
Shout out to Renee. We love you.
We love you so much. Literally, we love you so much. Okay, so I'm going to just do my little intro right quick, and then we can get into what we want to get into with Miss Yasmin. All right. Actually, every time we have a guest, we got treats. So while I do my intro, you could take a treat.
Thank you.
Please don't eat it in here because they're going to beat my ass.
No problem.
Thank
Watch your
you.
language.
We can say that. They said if it's in the Bible, you could say it,
Oh,
which is interesting.
okay. Period.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyways, if you're listening to us on WBCR.net. That's where you can hear all of our shows live. Woo! If you want to keep up with our show and all the other shows on the network, WBCR_CUNY on Instagram. Full-length episodes are uploaded to our YouTube, which is also WBCR_CUNY. And if you'd like to email us and keep up with us, you can email us your dilemmas at therampagewbcr@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram or DM us your dilemmas at therampagewbcr, and you can call us and leave us a voicemail.
Period.
We finally got a number.
Yeah, they gonna put you on a mixtape.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
The number is 347-541-7855.
You need to say it again for the people in the back.
347-541-7855. Woo!
Woo!
And for all of my peoples that can't see, that are visually impaired, I like to do my image descriptions. So, real quick, the outfit I'm wearing is, so I'm wearing a dark green hijab with a light green crew neck sweater. Pastel green crew neck sweater with black sweatpants and dirty white Yeezys. I think these are yours.
They are mine.
They were dirty before I put them on. Thank you.
Yeah,
And Miss Yasmin is wearing...
I am wearing a
navy
full
blue hijab.
navy blue outfit
Uh-huh.
with a navy blue abaya that is checkered with navy blue and like gray. And it has crystals along each corner in triangles.
Cute. Very cute. Very nice.
On the upper half, and then the lower
we got
half
on the
is just the checkers. And on the feet, we have on some white Nike Forces.
Cute. Very cute. Very nice.
Yes.
All right. So let's get into it. The last time Miss Yasmin was on here, we talked all about her book, and y'all need to go buy it. Shameless plug. You know I love to plug my sisters. I love to plug my sisters.
My book is available for purchase, ebook, paperback, and hardcover, all on Amazon. So yeah, order your copy today. The ebook is only $10. Fashion Nova baby.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Period. You want to support me, buy my book. Thank
Right.
you. And also follow me on Instagram at the Jasmine Blossoms.
And on TikTok too.
The Jasmine Blossoms. And if you want to email me your dilemmas, I'd be more than happy to hear it at my email at thejasmineblossoms.com at gmail.com. I think that'd be so fun if people send me their dilemmas too.
If you want people to send you,
I'd be so thoroughly entertained.
The
I might write a
dilemmas?
poem about it.
Oh my God. Collaboration. Maybe.
Right.
Just maybe. All right.
Right.
So for more on the spirituality, since we're on the spirituality topic, I feel like it's Ramadan. Everybody gonna ask you, what is your goal this month? What goals do you have?
Okay. So every Ramadan, I used to like have so many goals to the point where I was so burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
So this Ramadan, I focused on being a lot more intentional,
Mm-hmm.
a lot more realistic with myself on what I can and cannot do,
Right.
and quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, because I know a lot of people have the goal of like reading the Quran through and through, but it's like you're reading through it and not understanding or grasping what exactly you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
or what you're reading or what your reading means. So I decided to just like really focus myself and center myself and be so much more intentional about what I do, how I do it, how I act, like the things that I do in my day-to-day, every single day life, and just like instead of beating myself down about the things I can't do, what are things I already do in my day that are considered acts of worship, you know?
Real.
So that's what I have been doing. Alhamdulillah, it's been working really well for me. I feel so much more motivated, unlike previous Ramadans where I like overworked myself to the point of like no return. So
Real.
I feel a lot more motivated. I feel a lot more excited. I feel so much more like happy about how my Ramadan is going this year compared to others. So
Very
I
real.
can't complain. Yeah.
That's good to hear. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
So sorry. What goals do you have specifically though for this Ramadan? Like, what are you doing?
A goal that I have is to understand each prophet's story. Because I know a lot of people just tend to focus on just like one, or they only know about one and they don't know about the others, or they only know about a handful.
Mm-hmm.
I want for people to mention a prophet and I'd be like, oh, I know that person's story.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been focusing on this Ramadan. Another
I like
thing is being more intentional, like I mentioned. So for example, obviously like people go to work not realizing that the work that they do is already considered an act of worship.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I do is I'm a lot more intentional about cooking. I'm not cooking out of like, oh my God, I needed to cook. Blah, blah, blah. I cook and I'm like, I'm cooking because I have the intention of feeding people who are fasting.
Ooh.
And feeding a fasting person, you get their good deeds as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm being a lot more intentional, really deep thinking about the things that I'm doing in the moment instead of just doing them proactively. Like
Right.
I'm really sitting there thinking to myself, setting my intentions more clearly. Like instead of being like, I'm gonna go to the store and get this really quick, I'm going to the store to get this thing for my mom, and I'm getting good deeds for being obedient to my mom.
I like that.
Yeah. So
I
just
like
like
that a lot.
changing my mindset about different things that I do to make me more like eager to do them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that because I don't think people consider being intentional and like even just seeing the things that you do in your own life. Like people don't recognize that like the
Yeah.
things you do in your own life on the day-to-day does count as worship.
Yeah, like people really minimize the
Yeah.
stuff that they do. Like I was just a healthcare worker,
Mm-hmm.
and they feel like their Ramadan is going to waste because they're just at work.
Yeah.
But what you're not understanding is when you visit a sick person, 70,000 angels will follow you home just by visiting one. Imagine as a healthcare worker, you're visiting how many people a day? 70,000, multiply that by the amount of patients you see in a day. That's, if you see more than 5, that's over 100,000 angels accompanying you home.
Yeah.
That's how many good deeds. Like, how many deeds do you need to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
how many deeds do you think you have for 70,000 angels to follow you home just by seeing one
Yeah.
sick person? So it's all about intention. Like, even in Islam, there's a hadith, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Like, everything that you do is by your intention. If your intention is good, then you get rewarded for it. If your intention is not good, you're not going to get rewarded for it, even if you're doing a good thing. So it's all about mindfulness, because when you're mindful about the stuff that you do, it makes you more happy or more
to do it,
more motivated to do it. So really focusing on like intention, that's something that was a really big thing that I wanted to work on this Ramadan. Just like really like setting my intentions from the beginning of the day, like everything that I do, like I really want to make my intentions clear for myself, so I'm motivated.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so I wanted to ask you about other spiritual things that we couldn't get to in the last episode.
Let's
so
do it.
Just tell me, like, how likely are you to do this thing? So asking for a sign or guidance, something like, God, if I have to leave this man alone, show me a yellow card today. Would you ever do that? Or would you just, like, how do you feel about that? First of all, how do you feel about asking God about something related to a man? Because I feel like it's so corny. It's so played out. Like, why are we holding up? You ever seen that meme where it's like, why are you holding up the prayer line about a man? I got to ask God about a house. Like, I got to ask God about this job. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm at that point in my life where it's just like asking God about a man, it just feels so childish. So it's like, how do you feel about asking God about a man?
I feel like ask God about a man however many times you want. You know what I mean? Like, God is here for a reason. God is not here to like sit around and just give everybody houses when he feels like giving everybody houses. No. God is As-Samia. He's the all-hearing. He's the all-knowing. He's the all-encompassing. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you can ask God and, you know.
You should be able to ask God anything.
Yeah. That's just my thing. If you want to ask about a sign, ask about a damn sign, girl. You better ask for many.
Right.
I would ask for many too. Like, but it's all about, again, like your intention. Like, don't ask God a sign and then you're mad at the sign and then you go, it's like, I can't see, I'm blind.
This sign can't stop me because I can't read.
Right. So it's like, that's just my thing. Like, don't ask God something and then when he really shows it to you, you're upset because it's like, oh snap, like
this isn't what
I wanted. Like,
but then you try to make it what you want.
But you can, because God is already showing you the sign. That's just how I feel. So it's like, don't ask God something if you're scared to see what it really is or what it really means, you know?
Okay, so do you feel like you would ever just ask for a sign or guidance in that way, where you would be like, God, if I have to make this decision, let me see this thing or let me see that thing.
Like, let me see a green car. If this is go for me, and let me see a red one if it's not. I feel like that to me is like, this is just my opinion. I'm no scholar. I'm no nothing, none of that. I feel like that to me is very like, I don't know. There's two sides of it, because like I understand the perspective of like, oh my God, if I really see a red car, then it's a no. But also at the same time, it's like, if I see people doing that, I'd be like, I feel like that's corny. Like I see two sides of it. It's like, it's like one part of me is like, that's really corny. Like, you don't need to ask God to see a green car or a red car, you know? Like you could just ask God, yo, if this is good for me, then just like open the doors for me. And if it's not, close the doors and open doors that are better for me. But and God will show you that way. But I also feel like if you're really intentional, you're like, God, really, like, I really want to do it, then maybe. But if you're asking God for that, then I can understand. But there are some people who are like, I have to ask the universe about the green car. And that, to me, is trifling.
I mean, like, it's people from all different kinds of lifestyles that's listening to this podcast. This podcast not only for the Islamics. So, you know. If you got to ask the universe, ask the universe,
girl. Right.
What we gonna do? We not gonna stop you. We just people with mics. You know?
On a podcast.
Like, you know, we not gonna stop you if you want to ask the universe. But, you know, thank you for sharing that. Okay. And how you feel about crystals?
It Gives Me Very Healing Energy by Chris Brown.
I've never heard that song.
Energy on me.
Child, you know I stopped listening to Chris Brown after No Guidance.
I mean, we all stopped listening to Chris Brown. But crystals, I think crystals are real cute.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think crystals are cute.
Would you ever get some to be like, I want to invite, or like, I need protection, someone use this crystal, or like stuff like that?
No, I would get a crystal because I'd be like, it's cute, but not to be like, let me encapsulate all of my energy into this rock. You know, I just feel like that is corny.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's just me because my spirituality is different. I'm not knocking anybody else's spirituality. Whatever makes you feel grounded makes you feel grounded. But
that's just not something you would do.
This is not something that I would do. Yeah.
Okay, real. And how you feel about light-skinned women with locks? You know exactly the kind of woman I'm about to describe. You know exactly the kind of woman I'm about to describe. That call themselves free-spirited, but you just really a hoe. And you smoke weed and you eat fruit and you keep a pile of crystals and you don't play about your zodiac sign.
With the belly beads.
With the waist beads. And mad bracelets.
Right.
Mad bracelets. And at least one nose piercing.
And it has to be the nose
The
cuff.
dangly one.
Yeah, the dangly one.
With the dangly one.
Yeah.
We talking about y'all. Yeah. You should feel attacked. You should feel attacked. Do you feel like these people, I'm not going to say that they not spiritual because that's like, I don't know. Yeah. Making a designation that don't feel right.
Spirituality is something that's subjective.
And also, that's like an internal thing. We can't really be the judge of that. So it's like,
right.
I don't know. I just want to know, like, do you feel like spirituality is like doing all those things, like smoking weed, eating fruit, keeping a pile of crystals, and like your zodiac sign? Does it take more than that? Or like, how you feel about the people that just be doing that?
That's an interesting question. I feel like obviously everybody has like a method to their madness. I do feel like though it shouldn't take for you to be on like a psychedelic or for you to be on a drug for you to feel grounded. I feel like you should feel spiritual not only when you're on drugs. That's just me personally. That might be like a hot take, but that's just how I feel. Like, if you're not able to feel grounded outside of drugs, then that might just be something that you might need to like figure out. But again, spirituality is something that is subjective, so I don't want to like hate on people who do that. I love me some locks, and I love me some nose cuffs.
Right.
I think they're so cute, and that's definitely gonna be my vibe. I feel like I'm definitely gonna be in that era one day with the locks and the nose cuff. I be wearing them. My sister knows I be wearing them. If y'all don't know, this is my sister. I love her. She's great. She got a podcast.
Right. And my sister got a book, and I love her too. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like a lot of people can be free spirited. Like you can be religious and be a free spirit. I feel like you being religious should make you a free spirit. It shouldn't. Like, I don't agree with the fact that the more religious you are, the more strict you should be. I don't think that that's right. Nor do I think that that's appropriate for people to think that that's okay. Like, I genuinely feel like religion should make you more open-minded. It should make you more sympathetic. It should make you more understanding of people and their experiences. It shouldn't just only be, oh my God, you need to uphold this, you need to do that. Like, obviously, like, you can have your morals, you can have your standards, you can have the things that you cannot agree to disagree on. But to yuck on somebody's yum, I don't agree with that. Nor even if people are free-spirited and they don't believe in your religion, you don't have to completely shut them out. I don't believe in that. But yeah, like, shout out to all the free-spirited people, you know?
Right.
I think being free-spirited is some of the most peaceful, most calming things that you can have. Like, being a free spirit, literally letting go and letting God. Like, I feel like that is the most beautiful thing to see in people. That's the most beautiful thing to really, like, understand. Or it's like when you get it, you get it. You know what I mean?
Is it like a very Buddhist thing of like leaving behind all worldly attachments, and it's like once you do that, like everything is cool?
I wouldn't say. I think I would say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Like letting go because you know that this world is temporary.
Okay.
I think that's what makes people a free spirit. It's like, well, I'm not going to be here for long. But then people can take that into different things. Like, people can be like, yeah, F it, I'm going to die anyway, so I might as well just wall out when I can wall out.
Yeah.
But there are other people who might be more like, I don't know, they'd be more like grounded. They wouldn't wild out. So I think there's like two different parts of it. Like, there are people who are okay with having a purpose and people who are okay not having a purpose. And that just goes along with people differently. And there's no problem with having a purpose. There's no problem with not having a purpose. It's just like, if it works for you, it works for you.
I like that.
Yeah.
If it works for you, then it works for you.
Yeah.
More people need to take that advice.
Yeah.
Don't do things that don't work for you, girl.
Right. And if someone is doing something that doesn't work for you, it shouldn't bother you.
One more time for the people in the back, because it's a lot of people who it don't work for, but they will talk. They will talk about it. They will complain about it. You're gonna hear about it every single day about how much they don't like it.
Yep.
But
if you're not doing it, it should not bother you.
You know that real word that girl's just like, to the women that are always talking about somebody else, if they're breastfeeding, how many kids they're having, please take your hands and put them on your breast. Close your eyes and ask yourself, is it my breast? And then I want you to take your hands, put them on your vagina, ask yourself, is it my vagina? Or is it their vagina? Like,
no, for real.
Please. No, really. Let's apply real. That. Let's apply that. Is it my breast?
Yeah.
Really. Ask yourself.
Yeah.
Is it my breast? Is it my life?
It's not. So why is it bothering you? Like, I can understand when people are like, oh, this causes destruction. This causes like when people do this, it can be bad. Which, like, I can understand you're raising awareness, but at the same time, if it does not directly affect you, what other people are doing with their life, then let people do what they want. Let them be a free spirit if they feel like being a free spirit,
Right. However, I think it's like the people that should not be catching all the heat for being a free spirit or for doing whatever they want to do. Like, if it's not hurting nobody, don't trash them.
Yeah.
But then it's like the people that's like doing the hurting, we not trashing them enough.
Right. We should
trash them.
We should bring back shame. I say this all the time. We need to bring back shame. We also need to bring back the guillotine. Because I feel like it's that, like, especially in this day and age, with the way that these men are moving, the way that some of these women are moving, crazy stuff. Oh my God, did you see that story? So sorry, sidetrack. Did you see that story about that lady who was a waxer who made her 5-year-old wax women for like 9 hours straight? She went on her Instagram and posted, my 5-year-old daughter that worked 24 clients today from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. Her daughter was waxing grown women. 24 grown women's like, coochies. Sorry, astaghfirullah.
Coochies?
Yes.
That is not only child abuse, but like workers abuse.
Yeah, they locked her ass up.
Yeah.
So quick. Once she posted that, so many people called CPS. They should. Oh my God. I saw that.
That's
and
terrible.
I was like, we need to bring back shame. We need to bring back the guillotine. And then people in the comments was like, they need to arrest the 24 women who allowed for that 5-year-old to wax them.
Yeah, why?
I said absolutely 100%, because why would you think that that's okay?
Why are you allowing a 5-year-old child
to wax you?
Your cooch.
How is that okay? That's not.
Which part of that did you ever think for a second is okay?
No, I saw that and I was like, we really need to bring back like the guillotine.
Another thing, if you're a customer, why do you want a child
to wax you.
Period. I don't care what part of your body it is. I don't want a 5-year-old to wax my face.
I feel like that's so dangerous.
Not even that so dangerous. You gonna mess up my brows. You gonna mess up whatever I got going on.
Yeah.
I don't want you to wax me. You're 5.
Right.
What experience do you have?
None. Go color in your book.
Go get a coloring book. Why this little nigga don't got a coloring book? Like, what's going on?
No, I said the same exact thing. This little girl deserves to be a little girl. Why is she waxing 24 people? They all need to be arrested. That clinic needs to be shut down immediately.
But
yeah.
Immediately. Oh my God.
But yeah. How did we get here? Sorry.
That just made me so mad. Like, why we got 5-year-olds working?
Yeah, they arrested her though, and they took her kid away. Which good. But yeah, I don't trust the system with the kids because all that stuff. We need to like revamp that system.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I don't either. But that kid does not need to be with that mom. Yeah. That mom didn't know what she was doing.
Right.
But all right. Next spirituality thing. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of tantric sex?
No.
Do you want to know what that is?
I'm scared.
Okay, it's not that scary.
Okay.
So basically, it is a concept. It is a range of practice. So tantric sex or sexual yoga refers to a range of practices in Hindu and Buddhist tantra that utilize sexuality in a ritual or yogic context. That's from Wikipedia. Shout out Wikipedia. So basically, what you got to do is you meditate with the partner you're going to have sex with before you start. And the techniques include doing breathing, doing yoga, and meditation that can then increase sexual energy. There's also, from what I could tell, like in my research into it, lots of eye contact, lots of like doing things together. It's very like small, subtle movements, but like it increases the intimacy between you and the partner. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like, it's not necessarily sex, it's just like being connected, mm-hmm. intimately, like emotionally connected, spiritually connected with your partner. Mm-hmm. And then it's like you could do that if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about something like that?
I mean, meditating is something that's very calm, very peaceful, mm-hmm. something very calming. I could not imagine doing the deed after meditating, mm-hmm. though. Like, after I meditate, I just want to go to sleep. Mm-hmm. That's just me, personally. I used to do yoga for, like, 4 years, and that was really cool. Just want to say yoga is not all meditating and tapping into your zen. It's very, like, you need to be very flexible. Mm-hmm. You need to be athletic. You need to, like, understand your body. You need to be balanced physically, emotionally in order to do yoga. So I would say it really just depends on the people doing it. If that floats your boat, it floats your boat. But for me, I don't think I would be participating in that.
I hear you.
But I do believe in like eye contact and mm-hmm. At least like prepping yourself, you and your partner, before mm-hmm. doing the deed. I don't think you should immediately go into it. I think you do need to like prepare yourself for sex. Just like foreplay, all that stuff. So I don't think you should immediately go into it because I feel like it just mm-hmm. like messes with your energy. You definitely need to have that intimate connection beforehand. In different religions, it's different, and some people, there's a method to their madness. But mm-hmm. I do believe though that like there's always something you can do to enhance that experience for yourself. If in Hindu culture and Buddhist culture you do this and it helps you, then it helps you float your boat. But I know that Islam does preach about foreplay and giving rights to the woman for the woman to also be pleased as well. So yeah, I just feel like different people spiritually mm-hmm. have different ways to connect with one another on an intimate level. And yeah, I mean, I'm not yucking on their yum. Like, that's like, if it works for them, I bet it does work for them, because that sounds very peaceful, spiritual. It feels like you're really tapped into your zen. It feels like, you know, there's really that like connection. You really care about one another. So yeah, I feel like if that works for them, I know it would work for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm happy for the Hindus and the Buddhists. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, keep it up.
Cute.
Right. I love that for them.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that it's very interesting because I know, like, even in theater, because I used to do theater for a little bit. I know. But anyways, we're not going to talk about it. But even when I did, like, take acting classes and stuff, they did say, like, that is how you build a connection with your scene partner. That is how you, like, get connected so that you could do the scene and, like, do it well.
Yeah.
So some of the exercises that you do, it's literally just, like, eye contact, which is kind of, like, weird.
Yeah.
But it's, like, you literally have to
you need to
make eye contact.
Yeah, but, like, that's literally how you connect with people. I'm a psych major.
Yeah.
Like, the people feel most connected to one another when they're looking into each other's eyes.
Yeah, because it's literally, like, I'm right here with you.
Yeah. And also another thing, like this is a perfect example. There was a man who married a blind woman, and obviously she couldn't see, so it was just they were living their day-to-day lives, and the man fell in love with the woman more, and he felt so connected to her every single day because he was looking into her eyes, and he was so shy. This man, he was so beyond shy. And he would look into his wife's eyes and be so beyond mesmerized and so in love with her on the sole basis that he would just look into her eyes every single day.
And the woman was blind. Like, she wasn't even seeing him do this.
She was not seeing him do this. But it made him fall in love with her even more than how much he already loved her. So it's like eye contact really is so... You know what I mean? It's just like it's really
so important.
I
hear you.
Yeah.
I agree. Eye contact is very important.
Yeah.
And I feel like not enough people are doing it. Like, everybody's so socially awkward, so socially, like...
It's because of that damn phone.
Right. I think that's a big part of it. It's just like, you can't... Whoa, excuse me, guys. You can't just, like, have that conversation with somebody where it's like they even want to connect with you on that level. It's like, even that is too much.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't like that.
Yeah, we're in a highly socially, like,
stratified,
socially, like, interconnected world where, like, you can be friends with someone online and you don't need that eye contact, that physical contact with somebody to connect with them. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what makes people so socially, like, distanced from other people. And I don't mean that in like a physical sense, but I mean that in like an emotional sense. I mean that in a spiritual sense. Like, in order for you to connect with people, like, the rise of technology has only come within the past century.
Yeah.
Not even in the past century, in the past 50 years. Maybe. Not even. Maybe like the past 20.
No, I think 50 years is accurate if we're talking like computers,
phones
and stuff.
Yeah. But it's just like, with that stuff, again, I'm a psychology major. I do a lot of research about like phones and how phones affect people and how people are interconnected. How do people connect with one another? Do phones increase empathy? Do they decrease empathy and all that stuff? So I really feel like with especially the rise of the pandemic, people find it so difficult to connect with other people physically. But that's because they feel like if they have a social media presence, that is what's going to make them feel accepted, not them having a personality. That's why people are so boring nowadays.
You get your whole personality from
the internet.
You get
your whole personality from the internet.
Not enough individuals.
Right.
Interesting.
And we have this conversation with our cousins all the time. People are so boring.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
People are so boring because they refuse to have that contact with people. They refuse to have that connection with people. And it's like, maybe if you just let loose, people would want to connect with you. People would want to understand you more. People would want to have that relationship, have that bond with you, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Those were great points. 10
You're
out of
welcome.
10. Great points. All right. So how do you feel about the next thing on my spirituality list is how do you feel about spirit numbers, like the repeating numbers, the angel numbers, 111, 222, 444, 444. Like, how do you feel about those?
I don't believe in them.
Mm-hmm.
Hot take. I don't think they do anything. I don't think they move you. Like, I feel like if I see these numbers, it's just like, all right, it's just another number. It's not like, oh my God, this is a divine revelation. I'm not that girl. I'm sorry.
Real.
Yeah.
I feel like, for a second in my life, there was like a split second in my life where I was like, ooh, angel numbers. Yeah, I see them everywhere. I see 222 all the time, y'all. I see 222. Whole time. It was just me being on my phone a lot.
Right. And you just seeing 222. It's not 222, girls. 2:22 p.m. Right. It's 2:22 a.m. You need to sleep.
I will say the repeating numbers are cute.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they are cute. I love like sequence.
Yeah.
Like I think sequence is like I love me a good sequence. Like I love me a good like 555. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Like I feel so complete. Mm-hmm. Like in a perfect world, like 555 would be everywhere. Mm-hmm. But
interesting.
That's just me because I really like fives and I really like things that end in either 5 or 0. Like if something ends in like a 7, like let's say like the volume on the TV is at 67, I can't do that. It has to be at either 65 or 70 or 60. It cannot be in the middle. That's just me though.
I heard that's like a real thing. Like most people cannot stand it being on like a odd number. Yeah. It has to be on like a even number. Or even then, like when someone says, oh, you owe me like $63, like that's mad specific. Is it
that's
$60
annoying.
that I owe you, or is it 65?
Yeah, that's me. That's me. I will do that to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like I don't believe in it, but I do love the sequence. I vibe with the sequence. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've been seeing people with the 222 tattoo, with the 777, you know, and each one is supposed to represent something different. You know?
I heard.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Just not for us.
Me. Yeah.
Not for us, child. All right. So the meat and the potatoes of this episode, you guys. Ooh. We have lived a very long life together. Me and Yasmin. Alhamdulillah. We are in our 20s, early 20s. Are you not 20?
I'm not 20 yet.
Oh, my God. What you mean you're not 20? You about to be 20.
Yeah, I'm about to be 20, but I'm not 20 yet.
That's mad crazy to me. Mm-hmm. I remember when you were born. Mm-hmm. Well, I literally do not remember her being born. But that's neither here nor there. Child, that's so crazy to me. You still a teenager.
A little bit.
A girly teen girl.
I'm just a girl.
In the world. Right. All right. So the best part of Ramadan every year is looking back on the Ramadans of the past. And we have so many stories.
So many.
And there's so many. And they're so funny. And they're so good. And they're so
many.
Bye. But yeah, bro, like, oh my God. The stories of Ramadan's past are so wild.
No, they're crazy.
Sometimes it's like, I can't even believe we lived this.
No, for real.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time, and I'm like, yo, there's no way this actually happened to me.
And it's like,
real life.
Why did we live such ghetto lives? Like,
why?
What happened for us to live ghetto lives like this? I'm trying to think, like, what is a story that's like a good story to start it off? Bro, I remember... The reason why I wanted to do this with you is because I remember it's always a story with you.
It's always me.
It's always you.
It's always me that these stories happen to.
So, bro, I remember this one time we were at Tarawih. This is like a couple years ago. We live, okay, if y'all don't know, this podcast is based in New York City. We're recording in Brooklyn College. Shout out the school. Shout out Brooklyn College.
Right.
But yeah, this is just for perspective. We live in Brooklyn, right? Mm-hmm. So... This one time, me and my sisters, years ago, we went to Tarawih prayer, obviously, at a masjid nearby us. And I remember me and my sisters, we were always late because we were always running into the masjid like this.
And mind you,
trying to get a spot.
The masjid, oh my God,
Was
there's like
so
4 floors,
packed.
and you need to run up those stairs to find a seat. And the women's section was all the way on like the 4th floor.
Yeah,
and
you
the
had
stairs
to
are so
fight.
steep. Oh
Fight
my God.
to get a seat like this because it's mad full. You gotta wade through people.
And I got to the point where the women were
God.
so frustrated at like the younger girls that like they gave the girls their own room.
And the room is in like the front part
Yeah.
of the room that you entered, like to
On the
pray
4th
for the
floor,
women's section. So you literally have to walk past a bunch of women, a bunch of grown women
Who are sitting,
who are
not
sitting
standing.
down, and then you have to like get there and get to the room with like all the younger women.
Yeah.
Right. So this one time, Yasmin, she came in. You know the story I'm about to tell.
I do.
Yeah, so Yasmin, she comes into the masjid because we're mad late and we're trying to pray Isha one time, right?
You need to mention how we were in like a line. It was Nihad in the front, and then it was Mi'ad, and then it was me in the back. Mind you, I'm the youngest out of us 3. So my sister was leading the pack. She was basically like making us a path so that way we can get into this room.
Right.
Okay? You can finish the rest.
Oh my God. Okay, so then the way that you have to cross through the masjid is kind of crazy, but you gotta like walk through any free area that you find. So anytime there's like even the tiniest of gaps between 2 women, you gotta walk past and step through it. Everybody's using it as a path to walk through, right? And if you're the person that people are like pushing out the way so that way you could like walk past them, it gets annoying after a while, right? You don't want the same people. You don't want people walking back and forth between you. It's annoying.
Right.
So this lady that was there, so my older sister Nihad, she walks past immediately, and I walk past like right behind her, and then Yasmin is about to walk past the lady, and she puts her arm out to block Yasmin from walking. She's like, no, and Yasmin looks. She puts her hand on her head.
I sure did. I sure did.
And she walked right
and I
past
walk right past her. Because what you're not going to do is stop me. That was so crazy. Oh, my God.
What drove you to do that? I just want to know. I have to know.
First of all, it was the heat of the moment. And I did not want to sit down with this lady lecturing me about what the hell I'm doing with my life and my time. That was number 1.
Right.
Number 2, I did not want to lose sight of my sisters because it was so packed. And, like, I knew the second I lost sight of them, I was not going to pray next to them. Mm-hmm. And then third of all, these women are so annoying about younger girls praying next to them, which is a huge problem in the masjid, actually. It's a very big problem in the mosques. But I knew they were going to, like, be so irritating about, like, me praying outside or just, like, saying crazy stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let me just cut this short.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my hand on your head. Let me pray for you real quick. And then I'm going to go into this room. But it was like, she wasn't even going to remember me anyway. You know what I mean? So it was like, might as well.
Yeah.
It's like a story to tell.
Girl.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
But I do want to say that, like, because we went to the masjid last year together for Ramadan.
Who was we?
Me and you. We went that one time to Tarawih.
Oh.
Remember?
Did we?
We did. We walked all the way to that masjid. We walked there and then.
I feel like I don't remember that.
You were praying next to me. I remember we were praying next to each other. And then there was a lady who was being so, like, rude and passive aggressive and, like, disrespectful towards the younger girls that were there. Remember? Do you remember now? Like, we were praying and then the girls were talking in the back and she ended up yelling at the girls.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Like, everybody be quiet.
She was like, everybody shut up. Why are you even here?
Oh, yeah.
And I remember being like, that was the reason why I was kicked out of the masjid for such a long time.
Ah, you were put off by that.
No, not even put off by that. I was kicked out of the masjid because of it.
What does that mean? You were kicked out of the masjid because of it?
Like, the women that were in the masjid were like, we don't want that here.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I remember when she yelled at the girl like that, I was so upset by it because it had been my first time going back to that masjid.
Yeah.
After that incident happened, which was years ago. So I literally sat down. She prayed next to me, the lady who yelled at the girls. She prayed next to me and she was like, after we were done, I looked at her and I was like, you need to understand that you need to be calm.
Yeah.
And you need to be patient with these girls.
Yeah.
Because you yelling at them is going to get them kicked out of the masjid, and they're not going to want to come back. And then you're going to be the same person complaining that these girls are out in the street and not in the masjid. Why are they out in the street and not in the masjid?
Right.
And I told her, I said, I was one of those girls who was kicked out of the masjid. She was like, but you're here now. And I said, yeah, after years of healing.
Yeah.
After years of working on myself. I should not have to suffer at your expense because you're not patient.
Yeah.
That was not a quality of the Prophet. And you're gonna get the sins for me not coming back to the masjid ever again.
Right.
So
and I'm glad you told her that.
You need to watch your mouth. And it wasn't only me who was saying this. It was other older women, too, who were sitting her down and being like, you cannot yell at these girls like that. Right. Because you're going to be the same person 10 years from now saying, why are these girls out in the street and why are they not in the masjid?
Right.
And why are they not covering up? And why are they not wearing hijab? And what? Because you didn't invite them. You weren't inviting. You weren't welcoming. That's the problem. That's that's a huge problem with all the masajid that are here. And I pray that, like, these girls feel welcome enough to walk into a masjid and they feel safe going into these masajid and they feel like they can be open about their experiences in the masjid and all that stuff. So, yeah, I just feel like it's really hard. Being a Muslim already don't make it more difficult for the people who are actually trying.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like ending on a good note.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite crazy tarawih stories?
Oh my God. Like 2 Ramadans ago, I went to the masjid. Mind you, because it was the pandemic, not a lot of masjids were open during the pandemic, and especially like they were social distancing, so everybody was 6 feet apart, so you couldn't really like pray next to people. So they were like capping the masajid at specific amount of people. So it was already really difficult to go to the masjid already. So anyway, I went to the masjid this one day with my brother. It was a completely different masjid that I typically go to. I think it was like my first time coming to this one. And I walk in. Mind you, I was wearing like a pretty cute outfit. You know what I mean? I like everybody when they go to the masjid, they wear like their typical black. All black or like just like, it's not like the fanciest of clothes. It's just like you're going to the masjid to pray. It's not like you're going to like the Met Gala. So people are just wearing like their typical, attire. But I went to the masjid and I was wearing like a cute little, gray abaya, you know what I mean, and like a jean jacket over. And it was a cute moment. I wear like a cover hijab and I look mad cute, by the way. So I walk into the masjid and I think someone walked in behind me while I walked into the masjid. And I walk in, it's the women's section, and they said, oh, the imam's wife just came in. I was like, oh, what are imam's wife?
She?
Mind you, they were saying, oh my God, like yesterday or the day before was her wedding, and they were like amping it up, and they were like, oh, the imam's wife is here, whatever. I said, okay, get a sheikh, like, yeah, period, get the bag, you know what I'm saying, like, get your girl,
right,
period. So I'm walking in, and I took my shoes off, and I'm putting my shoes on the shoe rack. I turn around. There's a whole line behind me. Assalamu alaikum, sister. Congratulations. MashaAllah, sister. I'm so happy for you. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, this is my first time here. Why are you happy for me? Like, I'm confused. I was 16 at the time. I'm almost 20 now. 16 people are coming up to me. Congratulations, mashallah, sister. Wow, you're so pretty. No wonder he chose you. Who's he? Who's that? Who's us?
The way I would have asked you to. Who shall be?
Right, who shall be? Who shall be? Who shall be? I was so confused, bro.
Right.
And mind you, I only heard, he's so lucky to have you when I was about to go sit down.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's he?
Literally, who is he?
I don't know about him. Right. Who's that?
We looking.
Right.
We don't know who he is.
Right. Ducking. Because I'm 16, girl.
Right.
I should not be worried about no he. Anyway. Right. So I go and I sit down. And I'm so confused. And then there's this girl that's like my age. She's sitting right in front of me. She turns around and she's like, is it true that you married the imam?
At least she had the confidence to ask.
I looked at her, I said, who's that? I said, girl, I ain't married to no imam. I'm 16. What are you talking about?
Married to who?
Right. And I was like, who's this imam's wife? Because everybody keep coming up to me talking about I'm the imam's wife. So then this hater turns around and was like, she's the imam's wife. I'm assuming that was her girl. That was her friend who's riding for her.
Okay.
First of all, girl, I want your man.
Right.
People was coming up to me saying, congratulations, you're the girl that he picked. It wasn't me, it was you, girl. I'm sorry they mistaken me for you. Anyway, I look at her and I was like, congratulations. She gave me the nastiest, dirtiest look.
During Ramadan.
Fi Ramadan. I looked at her and I said, girl.
That's so nasty. Like, why would she roll her eyes? It's not her. It's not your fault.
It's not my fault. I'm sorry. Mind you, she was wearing all black and she was wearing niqab.
Oh, so girl, how was they supposed to tell?
How was he supposed? You know that meme where it's like us wearing the same hairstyle so people won't tell us apart. No, for real, that's what it felt like.
Right.
That's really what it felt like. Like, oh my, like literally, I was so like, I was dumbfounded because why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah.
Why you being weird? Why are you being weird to me? Why? I was just so confused. But yeah, anyway, I just felt like that was a really crazy Ramadan story. I haven't been back to that masjid because that was a very weird experience.
You didn't come back with us that one time when we went? It was me, you. No, it wasn't you. It was me and he had Durra.
Oh, yeah, I didn't go.
You didn't go that time.
I didn't go. I didn't go. I felt like that experience really weirded me out. I don't want to see her again. Right. I don't even remember what she looked like, but even if I don't remember what she looked like, I don't want to see you again.
Right. Fair. Very fair.
But yeah.
We have 2 minutes left. Can you think of another Ramadan story? Tarawih story.
Can I think of one?
That was crazy.
Oh my God. Remember?
Which one?
Remember the evil grandma at the masjid? You remember her? Grumpy grandma?
Grouchy grandma.
Oh my God. You remember her? Oh my God. I remember this one time. She yelled at a woman for bringing her kid to the masjid. And she made her cry.
Crazy because that's what most women do.
And that's what the Prophet used to do, alayhi salatu wasalam. He used to bring his grandchildren to the masjid and they used to play on his back while he was praying. So it's like, I don't know why you're mad. Like in the Quran, it literally says, Al-malu wal-banuna zinatul hayat ad-dunya. Yeah. Children and wealth are the luxuries of this world. Like they're supposed to be something that make your heart happy. Yeah. So like, whenever people say children shouldn't be allowed in the masjid, I feel like all the children should not go to the women. They should definitely also go to the fathers as well. Yeah. That's just my opinion. I feel like the boys should be with the boys and the girls should be with the girls. I feel like you should not be bearing the responsibility of just on the women catering to your child. It should also be on the father.
Because women also need to pay attention to their salat. People also need to pay attention to whatever deeds they want to do in the masjid.
Yeah, I literally saw a woman while she was praying was opening a snack for her child.
Oh my God.
In the middle of her prayer. And I was like, that should not be your responsibility. Yeah. Like for real, you should not be doing that in the middle of your prayer. Like I understand you're supposed to feed your kid, but like in the middle of your prayer.
Yeah, girl, that's mad disruptive.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
But anyways, I think I want to... Oh, no. Is that all the time we have? Okay, I'm going to make this story very, very quick. I don't want to embarrass nobody because there's this one story that I really, really want to tell. I don't think we should tell it on the air, child.
Okay. Oh, I know what story
you know the story I'm about to tell, bro. So I'm like,
oh my God, that has to go down as like the number one Ramadan story. Oh my God. Story. We should save that for another day.
Shall we?
Yeah. We should end it on a cliffhanger.
We'll end it on a cliffhanger. We love you guys so much. This has been The Rampage. This is the host, Mi'ad, with our favorite guest,
Yasmin.
Woo. My sister wrote a book.
I did.
Where can they buy the book? And what's the book called again?
The book is called The Essence of Spiritual Radiance, 99 Sonnets of Allah's Name. It can be found on Amazon. $10 for the ebook, $45 for the paperback, and $55 for the hardcover.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is so fun. This has been so fun. I really wish we could have just chopped it up with Ramadan stories the whole time, but it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. There's always a next time.
And if we don't see y'all, well, I mean, y'all gonna hear from me next week, but it's okay. Keep sticking to your Ramadan goals. Keep doing what y'all are doing. We love y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in. And we're gonna see y'all in the next one. Bye. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
I'm waving like there's a camera. There ain't no camera. Ain't no damn camera. But we'll see y'all. Bye.
Bye.